So Destination NAT is what? Very simple. Destination NAT is actually to translate inbound traffic, means anything coming from outside to your internal network is a destination NAT. Okay. So for example, let's say I have a network here and let's assume that this is your secure server. It could be anything. Okay. It could be a web server or it could be a mail server. This is a server. Anyone want to use this server from outside. Okay, any outside user want to access this server, so the required netting to be done on your gateway firewall, that is your destination NAT. Okay, so destination NAT is actually used to translate any inbound traffic, means any traffic which is coming from outside to your internal network is your destination NAT. All right, so destination NAT actually inspect and then translate traffic coming from your outside to a specific host or to specific servers for your internal network. So whatever IP or whatever traffic is coming up, it is first inspected. Okay, whether this is authorized user or not, whether this guy is an authorized one. Okay, this guy is authorized to access or to reach to your internal resource. That is the first primary thing what your firewall does. Okay, now second thing is remote access is very well proven example of destination NAT. Okay, remote access, that means what? You are accessing from your home or from any of the outside place, you want to access your corporate network resource. So how you are doing it? You got a public IP address and you are reaching to that public IP address, and this public IP address letting you connect, letting you reach to any of the resource. It could be a server, it could be your own desktop there, it could be any application servers or anything. So that's the example of destination nets. Okay, so let's see how that traffic flow actually works when any outside destinations want to access to your internal server. Okay, let us understand little wider way. How does it work? So how that traffic actually works. I will use this one. Okay, now let me explain you the packets. So when these computer, assume that when this computer A, or let's say this is user, outside user. So when this outside user want to access your server, let's say this server it want to access, this server it is uh, willing to access. So here will be original packets. Okay, what is your original packet? Okay, so your original packet will have some informations, just like very first informations, your source IP. Okay, so what is a source IP address? So my source IP address is this guy. This is maybe 1.1.1.1. Okay, so 1.1.1.1. Okay, now what is a source port? Okay, what is a source port? So obviously this computer always creates a random ports. Let's say this is a random port. Okay, now third is what would be destination IP address. So what is your destination IP address, to whom I want to reach? Does this outside computer know your internal private IP address? No, it knows this IP address. So for this, my destination is 192.168.10.125. This is my destination. All right. Now, next one would be destination port. Okay, so what I want to access, I want to access a web server, or this is just internal application. So my port number, let's say 80. This is original packet which is created at this computer. The moment this packet reach here, okay, translated packet, this firewall will translate it, and your translated packet would be source IP. What would be the source IP? Now it will, source will remain same, 1.1.1.1. Source will remain same. Okay, now what is a source port? Okay, source port, this guy will change the source port here. It will create its own random port. Okay, so let's say, okay, and it will maintain in its own natted table. All right, this is a source port. Now next would be destination IP address. Destination IP address is what would be destination IP address? So this firewall knows, okay, any query coming on this, where it should go, it should go here. So destination address would be 10.1.1.50. Okay, and destination port remains same, it is 80. This is a translated packet. Okay, this is, this has got translated at the firewall. Perfect. And your packet has reached, your packet has actually reached from this device to your this device. Now same thing, your original packet. Now when this guy want to reply, now I will choose another color. When this guy reply, so this guy will generate a packet, this server will generate a packet. So this is original packet. So what is that original packet? Source IP address. What is my source IP address? Now this guy is sending, so this is a source, 10.1.1.50. What is my source port? It will generate its own source port. So let's say 45321. Okay. What is a destination IP address? Destination IP address will not change. Okay. The source becomes destination. Okay, so now while going packet return back, the source becomes destination, obviously. So this is 1.1.1.1. Okay, this is a destination. Now what is a destination port? Destination port is port number 80. This is your original packet generated by this guy while replying to that particular query. Now when it reached to the firewall, what this firewall does again, it translated again. So translated packet. Translated packet. So source IP. Source IP. What is your source IP? What it will translate? So anything coming from this, now a source will become this one. Okay, because it is a, this IP address will take this request on behalf of this one. So your source is this 192.168.10.125. This is your source. Source port. What is your source port? Source port, this guy will generate a random port again, let's say 45125, whatever. Then it will have a destination IP address which will remain unchanged, which is 1.1.1.1, and destination port also will remain unchanged, which is 80. This is a translated packet. Okay, while your packet is returning back to this destination, and while this packet is coming to firewall to this destination, it will be this one. Okay, so this guy is doing a translation. So any request coming on this IP address, it is translating to this IP address, while reply going back, anything is coming on, okay, anything coming from this IP address, from this IP address, translated to this IP address. Okay, so this is what your translations happening. Okay, this is destination NAT. Any traffic which is coming from outside to your inside network, okay, is a destination NAT. Perfect. Getting my point what I said? Okay, now we are going to see the example now how we can do it. We are going to see few practicals and few example. This is only the destination NAT. Okay, nothing much. You do not have much options. There are certain different cases we can configure into it. So let us make a topology to achieve this task. Okay, just a moment. Let me start my servers. Okay, where we are here. Let me see, do I have my things reachable? Not that. Perfect. So I'm here. What is that? I need my EV admin EV, and I'm in. Okay, this is my topology. I will use this topology. I will make changes, some changes into it. What I need a client which can be used from outside. Okay, so what can I do? Let me add one more node. Windows. Yeah, that's Windows, and this much is not required. 2048 is fine. I just wanted to check few things. Save. Okay, this is, assume that this is my home computer. I am sitting at my home, and I can connect it to the cloud. It is connected to internet somewhere. Okay, so this is a scenario. Okay, now you want some servers inside. I can use this router as a web server. I can enable a web console or web service on this, or in fact by default is there on that particular router. Perfect. So let's start. For all things I need to start, let me start this one. I don't need this client right now. Start this one. Start uh, this guy as well. Let's start. Okay, and this network is fine. So here in this scenario, what we have is, this is a home server and it is connected to the internet. I will try to access with this IP address, and whenever I hit on this IP address, maybe my web server should come. Okay, my web server should come. Okay, that's the case, that's the requirement now. Okay, so let's start. What's the IP address we have given here? No IP address. We have not saved anything. Okay, config terminal, enable config terminal interface E0/0. I'm giving just an IP addresses here. IP address and 10.1.1.20, let's say. Okay, no shutdown and exit. And now what I need to do, IP root. I need to put the default root also here. Okay, and what would be that? 10.1.1.100. Perfect. Exit. Perfect. So it's done. So all the things what I need to do is done. Is it reaching to internet? No. Okay, why? Because yesterday we have done lot many things here. Perfect. So open this, check your all the services are up or not. Still it is booting. Let it boot peacefully, no problem. It will take few moments. All right, so it has to boot. Just a moment. Okay, admin API status stopped. API start. Because until your API is not starting, you will not get your access, smart console access. So let it start. Meanwhile, we can go and start this one. Let's API come up. Okay, it's done. API status, it is started. Okay, now I can put here admin123 and I can start. It's loading. Done. Okay, so whatever netting I have done, I will just remove it. I do not have any netting as of now here. Maybe I have a hide net. Yeah, so I have hide net. That means everything behind this will go. So now, is that router is able to go now? Yeah, it is going. Hmm. Okay, so things are fine. So my topology is in place. It is working good. Now what I have to do is let me go to this computer. Let's boot this computer. Okay, and let it take an IP address automatically from my router. Okay, it's a public network. All right, so it must have taken an IP address automatically from my router. Okay, yeah, so it has taken 107. Perfect. Okay, so this IP address 125 is my firewall's IP address. It will not allow it to ping because it's a firewall. By default, everything it is blocking. But that IP address seems working. Okay, it is reaching to gateway and everywhere. Okay, now what my topology is ready. Now what I have to do is this computer has got an IP address, that means it is on internet. Now what I have to do is I need to start configuring my NAT. So first I need to go here. I'm configuring a destination NAT. So go to the security gateway, security and NAT. Okay, so go here and create a new rule. Add new rules above. You got it here. Now original source. Who should be original source? That means who should be able to access anyone from internet, any should come. Original destination, who should be original destination? So original destination should be my WAN IP address. So do I have any WAN object? Already we had created many WAN object. That means I need an object for 125 IP address. So do I have? Yes, I have WAN IP address, this one. So I will choose this. Okay, now original service. What should be my original service? Let it be any. You want to allow specific protocol, you can choose only that protocol. So only that protocol will work. Translated source is original, let it be original. Okay, now translated destination. Okay, translated destination should be what? Original? No, no, so it should not be original. So translated destination, you have to define private any private IP address. So let's say I will add it here, and my consideration in this example, I am considering that router this as a web server, right? So I'll go here, translated destination, and I don't have any host created here. So I may create a new object, host. Okay, let's say private server IP and anything. Let's say what is that? 10.1.1.20. This is my private IP address. Give an IP address here, 10.1.1.20. Okay, now I'll say okay here. This is my router's IP address. Perfect. So I have created this one here. Now we have to create a policy also. Okay, since it is not allowing you to ping, it is not allowing you to access. So you need to create a policy. Okay, so go to the policy. Okay, create new rules. Let's say I have created new rules above. Okay, and I can give name like whatever name you want to give. Let's say I will give NAT rule and destination, NAT rule destination. Okay, so this is for my NAT rule destination I have created for destination. Okay, now source, what should be source? Any, let it be any source. Destination, what destination should be? Your WAN interface IP address. Okay, so my WAN interface IP address, what is my WAN interface? This one. So that should be my destination. Okay, then service, which service you want to allow? VPN should be any. Now which service you want to allow, you choose it here. I want, let's say, HTTP. So I want to allow HTTP, I want to allow HTTPS also. I can give whichever services you want, you can give here. I added HTTPS as well. Okay, so I got this. Okay, now action, you want to allow, right? So you have to make it accept. Okay, logs, that's it. So you have created rule also, you have created NAT as well. Now install this policy. Now what else is remaining? Does your web service is working on your router? So what you need to do, you need to enable web service there. Config t IP HTTP server, IP HTTP authentication local, username, let's say admin, privilege 15, password, let's say Cisco. Done, perfectly fine. So my HTTP service is also up. Okay, now I'm ready to use it. Successfully installed. Now NAT, destination NAT is created. So any traffic coming on 125 for HTTP, it should translate to this IP address 10.1.1.20. All right, so let's see whether really it is working. This is a client. Now if I open a browser and put here HTTP colon 192.168.10.125. Okay, and hit enter. Look at this. What it is? It is a router's username and password. Okay, now if I put here admin and password is Cisco, okay, and say okay, what? I got my router access. I got the router's web access. All right, so it's success. I got my router's web access. Perfect. So this is how I can make it. This is how I can make this work. Great. So we can use in this way. So if I have a router, public router here or public device here, I can put the DNS entries also, it can resolve there. So if I don't have a DNS, it should be public DNS. If I don't have a public DNS also, I can have a local file, host file. It's not coming. Drivers. Oops. Run drivers. I can go and put the host entry. Here I can put 192, not that. Yeah, 192.168.10.125, and I can give a entry like an itsglobal.com. I can give this kind of entries as well. It's not saving. Why? Because this user should have a administrative privilege. So I can open security admin. Need to give full access. Yeah, I'm able to save now. And if I go and use, see, so it is going there like that. So this is all about DNS job. Okay, DNS should resolve whatever name is coming up to what IP address. Okay, now this is one example. Let me show you another example. Like if I want to access a telnet, okay, close tab. Let me see, do I have a telnet client enabled here? Not there. Let me configure telnet client, enable. Okay, so I will do destination NAT configurations with not configured IP address. Okay, assume that I have this. I have a IP address configured which is 125 on this interface, but I want to use 126. Okay, I want to use 192.168.10.126. Okay, and this one I want to use for, let's say, telnet. I want to use this for telnet. So how to do that? All right. So, we have to do the same thing what we have done, same thing what we have done for previous things. Only we need to replace the WAN IP address. Okay. WAN IP interface. Okay. So let's do it. I will try to show you that. Mhm. Okay, so I have created same rule here. I have given name here 1. Now this destination IP address you need to change. Okay, you need to change this one, and I have removed it, and I will add, do I have any non-configured object? Yeah, I have this WAN IP 126. So 126 is not configured anywhere. If not there, you can create a new object also from here. So I have added here. Okay, now once this concept comes up, when this IP address is not configured, I will make here telnet. This is telnet. Okay, I have added telnet protocol here, accept telnet traffic as well. Perfect, that's everything fine. Okay, now we need to remember that proxy ARP concepts. So when you talk about non-configured these things, you need to check proxy ARP settings. Okay, so if you want to check on your firewall, how to check it, I have shown you the command admin123. Okay, you can run show ARP proxy all. Okay, look at this one, this is binded with this, so that means the proxy entry what we had added earlier for the source NAT examples, it is there. Okay, now only things what we need to do is uh, we need to merge that. We need to enable merging in the global property NAT. This one we need to enable. That is fine. Okay, now install the policies. Okay, telnet to whom you want to access, that also is important. Your natted rule. Okay, so this few changes you need to do. Translated destination, same router, because telnet is allowed for that same device. Okay, and go install. Okay, now what you need to take care, do you have configured your telnet at your router? That you need to make sure. Let it finish. Done. Now go to router and make sure your telnet, we have not configured any telnet here. Enable config terminal, and username is already there. So line virtual teletype 0404, and login local, transport input telnet, transport output telnet. Done. Exit. So your telnet is there. It should work. Now let's go to this computer and try to check it out. CMD telnet 192.168.10.1 it should go. Okay, connecting to 126 could not be open connection to be the host port 23. Now let's see what is the issue. Okay, we have to go and check the policies. This is cool. Original service, any translated IP address is also fine. No problem here. Netting is good. Now policy. Policies are this is yeah, that also fine. What is the issue then? WAN IP 126, that is good. Private IP address 10.1.20, that is also fine. Original service we kept any, that means it should go. It should translate any protocol, no problem. Let us check ARP table, show ARP. Now let me try to add this again. Add ARP proxy IPv4 address and 192.168.10.126 Ethernet 0 interface Ethernet 0. Yeah, it should work. It is not that difficult. I want to ensure that whether telnet at the router it is working or not. So it is in the same network. Okay. Yeah, it is working. So it should work from here also. Yeah, it is working now. Okay, so that was not added manually. So I added by command and it is working. Okay, so perfect. So it is done. So your telnet is also working. I hope you're not confused. Look at this. IP config. This is internal computer. Okay, I'm not accessing from this. I'm accessing from this, which is external config computer. Okay, this is an external config device. Okay, telnet 192.168.10.126. This is admin Cisco. It is going to router admin Cisco. Yeah, so it's working great. So this is what the example we have seen. So likewise, we can see so many different examples, like we want to have a RDP. Let's say we want to add an RDP. We want to add remote access to a computer. Let's say which one is this? This is outside computer. Okay, and this is inside computer. So let me open a RDP. Like, let me allow remote access. Okay, and IP address of this computer is 10.10 ping or ipconfig 10.10. So I want remote access. I want to allow remote access. So NAT policy, what I need to do here is 120, 126. I have NATed private IP address. It should go to 120. So I will change this. Remove. I will add. I will create new object. Host PC1 and 10.1.1.10. 10.1.1.10. Okay, so already have an object. Yeah, 10.10 already I have. Okay, so I have taken this. Now I will create policy. Destination IP address is this, and here I will allow, in the same, I can allow RDP. This is RDP. RDP to TCP also. Okay, that's all. So I have enabled, I have added these protocols. I will install it. So when I want to access remote access, it should go to that client computer. Okay, this is internal. This is the external computer. So yeah, policy is installed. Now I want to access RDP. Okay, I'll put 192.168.10.126. Look at this, where it goes. It should go to 10.1.1.10. We have enabled RDP, I believe. Yeah, I have enabled it. See, it is coming now. So if I give this, okay, look at this. Okay, so it is coming up. This is something else now. You can check that problem. Username and prompt is coming up. That means it is going there. Okay, all right. So now, lastly, I want to show you the port translation. So custom ports also you can translate to the original port. You can create various different custom ports and that you can translate to the original port. Okay, so let me keep this as it is. Now natting, for example, let's say if I want to show you telnet one, so I will remove this. Okay, I will add a routers object. Where is router? This one. Okay, and now what I need to do is I need to create an object. Okay, so I will go here new, or let us install this first. Fourth practical I'm going to show you, that is translate the custom ports to the original port. What is that means? I can create my own customized port. Let's say this guy want to access a router. So I don't want to tell, I don't want to enable on this IP address. I just don't want to enable direct port number 23. Okay. 23. So if I enable port number 23, anybody knows, any hacker or anybody knows this port and anybody can try to enter. I want to create a custom ports, like let's say 2323 custom ports. I will tell only this user, hey, use this port and come. Okay. So any query comes on this port, it will get translated to this port, original port. So how to do port translation here on this gateway? So anything comes on two, let's say 2323, whatever you create should get translated to 23, like that. So this is port translation. So let's see how to do that. So to do it, what you need to do, create an object. Go here, go to more, Okay, go TCP, give a name here. Let's say TCP anything 2323 I have given. Okay, now choose a protocol. Which protocol? I'm creating for telnet. Okay, choose a protocol, standard port, like keep it as. Okay, and custom port, what you want to give, or you want to give a custom port like 2323. So anything comes on 2323 should go to telnet. Telnet means 23. Okay, and say okay. So you have created this object. Now in the netting, what you need to do, original service. Here in original service you need to define whatever object you have created. Okay, this is, and translated service. This is your translated service. So what should be translated service? Telnet. Translated service should be telnet. That's all. Now install it. Okay, wait. In your policy, do you already have telnet? Yeah, already I have a telnet allowed for this. Perfect. Now install this policy. Okay, we need to add this as well here, whatever we have created. This is internal. This is external. Uh, IP config. Yeah, this is external one. Telnet 192.168.10.126. So when you give port number this, it should connect. Okay, everything is fine. Yeah, it has come. See, it is coming. See, admin, Cisco, it is working. Again, you see, I am giving port number 2323 and it is reaching. Oops, wrong username. So it's working. Okay, so this was 4 5 examples for destination NATs also. So you guys can do it and test it. Simple. Any queries?